have highlighted a viral video which was showing an IDP from Borno State whose father was actually killed by insurgents. He alleged that, rehabilitated terrorists received government salaries up to 70,000 naira monthly, and I believe plus a lump sum payment of, 3 million naira. And government provided vehicles. This one terrorist he named Adamu, I believe he said that the man killed about 96 people in one day, and he was given a Hilux. I mean, on the other hand, we are even seeing, our officers. We've seen police officers. Recently, I talked about one who was shot 5 times fighting bandits in Kaduna. He has waited 4 years for medical support and is begging Nigerians online for help. Now, is Nigeria rewarding perpetrators while abandoning its heroes?
Not at all. I told you earlier that I had the privilege of being the operation officer when I was a major in Sierra Leone, and we disarmed the terrorists that were operating in Sierra Leone as a den. And one of the things I observed then was that a lot of emphasis was placed on the terrorists themselves and not the victims. And so we didn't want to repeat the same thing here in Nigeria. When we started, I was in Maiduguri, international law says once your enemy surrenders, you are bound to treat him humanely. That is international law. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the truth. And again, there are issues sometimes when we do some things, people come against us and say we are killing innocent civilians. So it's always a thin line between what you do. Now, Operation Safe Corridor is international, is an internationally set up avenue where you take out those supposedly terrorists. Now, let me explain in detail. When we started arresting, I was the theater commander in the Northeast when the terrorists started surrendering. And what happened? We were able to take out their crossing points, their feeding, the oxygen that keeps them going. They couldn't get ammunition, they couldn't get food, they couldn't get water, they couldn't get fuel. So those of them that were really tired, fed up of this, started surrendering. Now, when they came out, what we did is that we worked together with the Borno State government. They provided the transport and the management and administration. We were able to disarm those ones that came out. And what we found out that there are 3 categories of people. Firstly, there were these sorts that were conscripted by force. Now, what the terrorists were doing then is when they attack a village, they bring out all the male guys to one side and ask you to either join them or you die. Those that joined were left. Those that didn't join were beheaded. So those ones were forced into it. There were different groups that were picked for one reason or the other. They were used as farmers to help assist them in farming out there in the field, and all they were using them for as slaves. And then there were the real perpetrators who are the combatants. Now we're able to identify these 3 sets. Those first two sets were kept. Those are the ones we normally send to Operation Safe Corridor for rehabilitation. The terrorists, those ones I had, are the ones we are still keeping and handed over to the Attorney General of the Federation. And I'm sure you've heard of recent, some of them were jailed. Now, because of the legal system, it takes a long while because you have to bring proof, you have to bring exhibits that you're going to use against them. So the military provides camp to keep them. Meanwhile, the Attorney General of Federation is profiling them, taking them to court when they have cases, and then jailing them for those ones that were found guilty. So these are the sets. So I wanted to make that clarification because everybody thought that we just carry everybody, put them in, and give them ashwebi, give them food. No. I don't know about the 70,000 you were talking about, but all I know is that these first 2 sets, these ones that were enslaved, the ones that were conscripted, they were forced into it. Not that it was a willing thing they did. We kept them to one side, and they give them mineral jails because sometimes, why do they join? They join because, one, they were deceived to think that they were fighting for God. Some of them were deceived because they were poor, and they felt that was the only way they could have some, because those guys had money to give them. They enticed them with money and promised them heaven and earth, and so they joined them. So when we treat those ones and they were given some skills, they are rehabilitated back into the community. And I can tell you where we keep monitoring them, and there is none that has really gone back and that has gone bad, because we're also monitoring what they're doing. But those perpetrators are kept to one side. Now, in Borno, the governor, I remember we had a stakeholders meeting where an individual came because we had to bring the victims. One of the representatives of the victims, I remember very clearly, came and said that they killed 9 of his family members. But that if forgiving them is going to bring peace, he's ready to do it. Because whatever you do, you have to still sit down on the table and see that. In South Africa, we have the Truth and Reconciliation Program. Rwanda, they had it after all the killings and all these things. So these are these things. No matter what you do, you must have a round table where you sit down and discuss these issues. Those ones that are found guilty will face the law. That's just the rule.
So are you saying that Nigeria is not rewarding the killers, the ones that have been found guilty of this crime? Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. Not at all. We're not rewarding acts of criminality. It will be stupid and foolhardy for us to do that.
All right. And so this reintegration program.
We can understand. Yes. We can understand the sentiments. You know, people feel aggrieved, and naturally they will feel, look, everybody that is there should be killed. But we can't do that because it's the same Nigerians that will come and say we're also killing innocent civilians.
All right. So you give amnesty to terrorists who have not killed. That's what you're saying to me right now. And you're not, are you paying them salary?
We're rehabilitating, yes. No, we're not paying terrorist salary. Those ones that were terrorists, those commanders and those ones that perpetrators are facing the law, the Attorney General is dealing with them.